Now, I do want to go into detail about your cycle phases because I do believe this is a very important, very empowering piece of information to understand when it comes to you and your mindset around how you're feeling, how you're doing. And I don't think enough of us were educated on this when we were younger. So if you already know this, you can just scroll on to the next video. And if you do not, then I want to break it down for you. So there are 4 phases to our menstrual cycle, and it's going to vary person to person, and it's also going to vary as we get further along in our life's journey. And when we reach perimenopause, it's going to vary month to month with what that looks like. But when you are having a very regular cycle, when you are at the hormonally thriving years, you have 4 phases. So the first phase is your menstruation phase. That goes from day 1, the day you start bleeding, for most women to day 6 or 7. Okay, so most of us, when we're younger, we are bleeding for about 7 days until we're entirely done, and then you hit your follicular phase. Now, for some people, they consider the menstruation part of the follicular, but regardless, you go from menstruation through follicular until you ovulate. Now, that is going to, again, depend on person to person, but typically most women ovulate between days 11 and days 15, and it usually only lasts for about 24 to 48 hours for most women. So that is until you hit your luteal phase. The luteal phase is going to be the last week and a half-ish of your cycle, and you are feeling your absolute worst during this phase, okay? So this is why this information is so powerful to understand, because you're not going to feel very bad about what you're doing, how you're feeling, if you understand that it's not your fault, it is your hormones fluctuating, okay? So during the luteal phase, this is when we are high hormones, and this is when our body would be getting ready for having a child. And so we're feeling very run down. We're feeling very lethargic. We're feeling very, very, very hungry, ravenous, very much not wanting to socialize and do a lot of things. We don't feel the oomph in us that we do when we are in our menstruation and our follicular phase, okay? And I understand everyone's a little different with their energy during their menstruation, but comparatively speaking, during that tail end of our cycle, the luteal phase, you are feeling not your best self, okay? So when you go to the gym, this is definitely not the time to conquer the world and to plan on having PRs and to plan on running your fastest pace. This is probably going to be more of a challenge in regards to fitness and also in regards to just life in general. So if you understand that you're not feeling your best self, then you can plan things accordingly, okay? And we'll get into cycle syncing in the next video. But with you understanding that this is very much a hormonal shift, then once you do start menstruating day 1, then the first couple days you might be bloated, you might be a little bit tired, you might still be, enjoying all those sweet treats, which hopefully you're balancing everything appropriately. But then once you hit the tail end of that menstruation phase, usually most women by day 3 or 4, they're starting to really pick up pace. They're not as hungry. They're feeling so much better and capable. And really that carries on through and gets even more amplified during the ovulatory phase. That's when us women are thriving. We're feeling our best selves. That's when your libido's high versus when you're in your luteal phase. You don't want anyone to look at you, let alone touch you. So understanding this can be a very beneficial tool because it's empowering to really feel that you are in control of your body. You understand the shifts, you're prepared, and I will let you know in the next video how we can use cycle syncing to our advantage.